I think the security in the surveillance sector is shaping in pretty well, and there's a lot of growth yet to happen. If you see all the vertical industries that are growing, everybody is talking about security today. So we are anticipating a lot of growth, and we are, as a company, D-Link is very focused on the entire surveillance and security industry. Now I'll split this into two parts. One is on the enterprise side, but I see that even on the small offices, SMB and individual users also are focused on security. So we as D-Link are first focusing on two verticals in terms of segmentation of the market. One is the single user, small office and SMB office, and second is the enterprise customer or the large installations, where again we split into verticals in terms of BFSI, manufacturing, education, transport and things like that. So our My D-Link cloud solution with surveillance is focused on the individual and the small office segment for surveillance, and we have a range of IP cameras and software for the enterprises which focus on these verticals according to their requirements in terms of.
So
see, this is how we have evolved, as I said in my previous statement, is how the markets move. See, I believe that all these solutions are required for making the customer's business more profitable, more better ROI, how did the business make it easier for them. Similarly to the home. So we have evolved according to what the requirement is there. Like currently security is a major buff, people want security in all aspects. So we have evolved our solutions according to the requirement. Like our My D-Link step of giving surveillance to individuals on their iPhones and Androids is one such step which has evolved with the market. Now people have smartphones and things like that. Even enterprises, there are security professionals in enterprises who want to keep an eye in the enterprise even when they are outside. So there are example, a big retail chain. They want to keep an eye even when they are traveling or something like that. So even if you have an enterprise security in the retail chain, example we take a big bazaar or anything. So there are security which is getting recorded, and that's the enterprise security. But I also want to keep an eye on what's happening in the store when I'm mobile, or maybe one of the top notches want to see. So he can see it on his Android or iPhone platform. So we are evolving, so we are integrating all over these security solutions along with using the cloud and the smartphone technology, because everybody is using smartphones. So I think we are evolving as the market is maturing in India. More and more security solutions required. So we have an ample range of products to fulfill all the type of requirements of different enterprises.
So
as I told you, these all applications required to make customers and businesses more easier. IT is an enabler to do business more better. So I think the basic infrastructure remains the same. The requirements for retail may be different, for education may be different, for manufacturing, for transport. But I think the basic infrastructure that happens has to be an IP network. It can be a wireless or things. Then there has to be certain range of cameras. I think that differentiator where plays a role in the software, which analyzes and works on all the data that provided by these cameras. For example, in transportation, they would like to see what trucks they've passed through or things like that. How is the loading taking place? And maybe in another case, maybe in a retail segment, they would like to see how many people have entered into the retail. Keep an eye on the people. Maybe in technologies where they would like to see whether a particular item or a bag is lying in one place for a long time. There are cameras. The cameras are the same, so the infrastructure remains the same. The camera just captures that image. Now there are softwares behind to see whether that bag was lying there for 2 hours and now it is not there, so it raises an alarm. So this all is done through the software, what they call is VMS or video management software. So I think that infrastructure hardware wise probably might remain the same across all verticals, but the software capability is at the back. Like example for government, the city surveillance projects. Now city surveillance, they want various things. They want to see people, they want face recognition, they want to zoom in. So in that case, maybe the specifications of the cameras used may be different, which can zoom higher. But behind, the VMS will play a role. So I think more on the hardware. So I see the surveillance industry probably later clearly dividing into after getting more mature is, one is the hardware side, and you have the infrastructure, and then you have the software. Like today it is happening in networking. We build the networks and all that, and they are the software industry guys who give the SAPs and the Oracles of the world who do the software. Similarly, I think there will be a maturity in the security industry. So a hardware vendor provides all the cameras according to specs, and there is a software vendor who gives all these analysis. Now these analysis will differ according to vertical applications, maybe a retail or city surveillance or a manufacturing. So that's what I see. Now if you see the surveillance market, with CCTV was driving the whole market in India for a long time, strong, still running strong. And now the CCTV people are trying to sell IP surveillance also and increasing the expertise. I think it is the right time for our channel partners also to get more knowledge on IP surveillance so that they can also enter into this market. Because they are doing data up to the router, up to internet security. And now I think somebody else may enter into their customers by giving security. So it's right time for our partners in the IT industry to get it. So we are doing a lot of vertical trainings, certification trainings in terms of surveillance, in terms of camera surveillance. So we have a one-day modular training in terms of surveillance. So we teach them about everything over there, not just about our products, but about the technologies, which camera to use where, what are the angles, how does it capture, how to configure these cameras, what is the right location, how to map the location of the cameras and things. So there's a one-day modular training where the partner can get trained and get certified on as a dealing certified surveillance partner, where he has all the expertise as a surveillance. So it's a very generic training where in the end we tell them about our products, but in the initially it's all about surveillance, So they are also more used, and I think they are almost 70% knowledgeable because they are handling IP networks. They know how networks run, how the data runs. So it's just question of positioning. So I think we have to protect our markets before the CCTV people try to barge in with the IP surveillance solution. I think that we are doing a bit for trainings and all for our partners to get them rolling in so because it's a big opportunity for all the partners. I think the market which is not yet completely touched. There are a few partners in our industry who are already doing this in a specialized manner. I think, but you can count them on your fingers. But I think opportunity is immense. We should have more and more partners doing this. Our strategy is very very straight, that we want our solutions to reach the customers, and we have always been a channel driven company. So our strategy is to enroll more and more partners, train them. What I believe is whenever you want to do some business, grow revenues, and in the same time help the industry also grow. So I think this is our step, by making more and more partners do this training will also help partners rake in some more revenue, get into new model, new vertical field like surveillance, and make some margins, because whenever a field is new you can make some margins. After that probably it becomes commodity sort of a thing where you cut down on margins. So our strategy will be to enroll more and more partners to do this business and take our products to the customer. Of course we will be working with the existing vendors also, but our major thrust will be roping in more and more partners, enabling them to do more surveillance business. We want to make surveillance very popular in the market so that all can give surveillance solution to the customer.
So what is your